Let's take you to the Western Cape now, where plans are being made to transport relief aid to Citrusdal. This is after the access road to and from the area was washed away following days of heavy rain in the Western Cape. The Cederberg Municipality has established a joint operational centre. This is to deal with the challenges and the flooding. The municipality says the persistent rain has caused havoc to infrastructure and many people have been displaced. For more on this now, we take SABC News reporter Atule Joka and video journalist Lukhanyo Mazantsana, who are in Citrusdal, and join us now. Atule, thank you so much for your time. So what's the latest coming out of there this morning?
The torrential rains and the heavy downpours that have been taking place about 3 days ago in the Western Cape have caused major destruction. They have caused a massive destruction, especially for the community of Citrusdal. They've been on lockdown since Wednesday. Up until now, they are locked in. They are cut off from the rest of the world. The town of Citrusdal, Vredenburg and Wuppertal are inside here and they are locked in. They cannot move away. Where I'm standing, this is an access road number 3, R303. This is the road that people and the residents of Citrusdal use when they want to go and get their goods in town, when they want to go and do their shopping in town. But now they cannot do any of that, and we understand that according to the reports that we've heard is that people are getting agitated now because they cannot get any essentials, they cannot get food, and we were told that the situation is quite hostile. Earlier on, the Gift of the Givers was going to go there to deliver humanitarian aid to the people, but due to the adverse weather conditions, the flight and the chopper could not take off. As a result, they will try and find some alternative forms to try and send aid over that side. If I can just talk to you about this particular area, it's an agricultural area. These are farms. This one is mostly dominated by citrus. I'll ask my colleague Lukhanyo Mazantsana to just pan on the right to just show you some of the plantations that are here, these trees that are producing a citrus over here. So most people that are staying here are farm workers and the farm owners. They produce the citrus and they normally deliver them. So this particular road, this particular access road uses the trucks uses this particular route to deliver those goods, those fresh produce to towns and also to other parts connecting to that N7 over to that side. But now all of that has been cut off. I'll also ask my colleague to just help me to show you the full picture and the full scale of this destruction over here. What you see here is a stream of water which is coming down from Olifants River, which was burst its banks. So it came over through here and it caused a major destruction and swept away this road over here as I move over to this side to show you what actually happened. So this is the road and this is the heavy floods that are moving through here coming from Olifants River, which has burst its banks, and the road has been cut off in the middle. As we see also, the overhead cables are lying down on the floor. I'll bring in Alisa Blay from Gift of the Givers to talk to us about the aid you are going to bring over there to the people. We hear that, we understand they're agitated from that briefing we had in the morning. Just talk to us about the situation and also the aid. How is everything going to pan out?
Good morning. The initial plan was this morning for 3 helicopters, the Augusta, sponsored by the SANDF, 2 other helicopters from disaster management teams, to load humanitarian aid for the flood victims of Citrusdal, who has been cut off since Wednesday of receiving any humanitarian assistance. That original plan was to take off from Piketberg, from Porterville, and then they diverted us to where we currently are, to the Citrusdal airspace. Unfortunately, the weather has taken a bad turn with the strong winds and more rain predicted. The helicopters cannot take off. We are currently in a meeting to see logistically if we can source rubber boats in loading the humanitarian aid onto the rubber boats and taking it across to the flood victims on that side. There is officials from the South African Police Force, disaster risk management teams, traffic officials waiting for us there to bring this aid across, because many people, and when the floods came, it destroyed everything in their houses. They are currently being accommodated at community halls, but there's not any goods coming across because this is the main road leading into Citrusdal.
Oh. From that briefing, we heard that some of the people were quite getting hostile, and they also warned you as to how you must conduct your operations. From the briefing that you are having from the disaster management teams over there, how is the situation like over in Citrusdal?
People are agitated, they are hostile because they haven't received any help yet. They are cold, they are wet. As you can see, the temperatures are dropping once again. But I'm sure once they see the humanitarian aid coming through, that's why with the meeting with disaster risk management, where they said whether it rain or storm, we have to get at least something across to assist those people, because the next few days are not looking good for the people on that side. So it's not only this area. Neighboring towns like Citrusdal, Klein Willem, Wuppertal are also requiring assistance. Those calls are coming through at the moment. So hopefully we can get some solution today in getting the goods across.
These torrential rains, Ali, have caused a major destruction throughout the Western Cape. When you first heard about this call, what was the brief to you? What were you told? And also just talk to us about this destruction over here. Where does this water come from? And
okay, this is coming down from the Olifant River. And you know, this floods was unique because in the previous years, Gift of the Givers used to prepare for the flood season, which was now your June, July time. But mostly we used to have the hotline areas like your informal settlements. But when this rain came down on the 14th of June, it affected the whole metropole. Roads were washed away, bridges were washed away, riverbanks burst. Even in areas like Rosenville was completely cut off as well. There's 1,064 people there. From the briefing this morning, when they explained to us the road has cut off, we already knew the only way to get aid was through either by air or via boats. And that's when a crucial meeting took place yesterday with disaster risk management teams and the SANDF to say we have to act now because of the hostile situation of the people on that side.
So where are the rubber boats now? How far until they get here? What's the situation?
They are currently in Klein Willem. They are en route. We are also seeing if the rubber boats doesn't work because of the stream is calm at the moment, but the wind is picking up. If the rubber boats don't work, we are trying to see if there's any adjacent farms where we can drive through the farms to get onto the other side. Our teams are looking at that prospect as well. So let's see what the day unfolds.
I want to talk to you about the national state of disaster that they want to declare, if you have had any of those discussions with the joint operations team. Well, Mkolisi, that was Ali Sablé from the Gift of the Givers, just giving us a picture of what is happening here. Sorry, sir. I just want to try and speak to one of the locals here. I understand you wanted to go and see your family here. Just talk to us about this situation. How is it affecting you?
My you see the water is very heavy. So, but I can't go that side. So I'll stay here.
Okay. Please, you can speak in Afrikaans. Where were you going this side?
Ja, ik was Citrusdal toch gaan, maar nou je ziet me kan niet gaan. De andere ding is, yes, ik kan zwemmen, maar dat is makkelijk, maar nou, ik kan niet gaan.
So are you worried about your family over that side?
Ja, mijn familie is daar en kostelijk moest ik kopen beide. Ik moet nog geld trekken daar nou, maar als ik dan wat zo te gaan, ik ben als ik niet zeggen dat ik bekeerd wil gaan als bij je ver en dan dat is een makkelijke plek die. Maar die rivier is niet probleem. Maar niemand kan iets over zeggen.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, Ali, that is one of the locals here, just talking to us about how he wanted to go over to visit his family because he works in one of these farms over here. But now because of what is happening, because of this stream and these torrential rains that have swept away this road, he says it's far and now he cannot go and see his family. I want to bring in Ali again to just talk to us about the declaration of state of disaster that they wanted to declare. I understand that there are there's a shortage of water and there are also power cuts. Can you talk to us about those as well?
As you can see around me here, all the cables lying on the road. We've seen that as we were driving here, some parts, the community tell us the electricity is off since the heavy storms on Wednesday. Western Cape government is in contact with Colin Diner, the Western Cape disaster risk manager. I know he was on a meeting yesterday with the minister, but I think in certain key infrastructure was damaged in the Western Cape. Some areas should be declared a national disaster. Communities are cut off, and as we saw in the informal settlements, the numbers are huge. Just from the figures we have gathered and of the calls coming through, tens of thousands of people are going to require urgent assistance. They are being accommodated in halls, but that's not enough. There's some people refusing to leave their places, but there's nothing left in their places. all their belongings is completely flooded. So they would require humanitarian assistance as well. We are not only in this area today, our teams are currently busy in Strand and Langa with distribution there as well.
Talking about assistance, you also talked about you on your side having constraint from the side of having supplies.
As we know, with all the fires occurring over the last few months and floods, there was a shortage of blankets. On June the 16th, which was a public holiday, we managed to secure 1,400 blankets from here in the Western Cape. Last night, our truck has arrived from Johannesburg with extra blankets. But in the next few days, we will require more. We are busy sourcing more.
Well, Ali Sable talking to us about how they are trying to source more supply and more resources to try and help affected families. As I told you, Mkolisi, that these are farm areas. Trying to speak to some of the affected residents. My guy, please tell us your names and also how this rain and these floodings have affected you.
Good morning. My name is Renato Tozi. We have come here on holiday, and my father is a solar installer. He came to look at one of the farms to help with the load shedding crisis, and we were trying to get into town, but as you guys can see, the bridge is washed away. So it's a big crisis, like all over the Western Cape. I don't know how they're gonna have to build a new road. It's like a big problem, but the water's it's good because after the last drought, it's nice to see the water flowing again, just not at this rate.
Okay, and also, how are you keeping safe as well?
Yeah, we're doing good. It's just a bit dangerous on the roads because a lot of roads are closed now, so the traffic and stuff, it's affecting us, but it's okay. For poor farmers, like a lot of these were farmlands and it all got washed away. So it's a problem.
Thank you so much for your time, man. Thank you. Policy, we're just talking to some of the eyewitnesses and some of the people who have been affected by these torrential rains and who have experienced this firsthand. As I said to you, this is a large agricultural farm which also supplies the South African GDP, which is largely affected at this point. We are hoping to see maybe more farmers to speak to them about the extent of this damage, as they cannot operate at this current moment because they use this particular road to ferry their fresh produce outside to the N7 and outside to towns, but the situation remains quite very bad at this present moment, as this road was swept away. We understand that this particular area, which produces a lot of citrus, such as oranges, your lemons, and your grapefruit, cannot supply now that the operations are all on standstill. And the power has been cut off in most parts of the areas here, and there's also a water shortage, and residents have been urged to use water sparingly because there are no waters. And the municipality, the disaster management teams told us that they are using some boreholes to try and pump water to the community, but some of them also getting swept away by these torrential rains. There have been warnings from the South African Weather Services about high levels of floodings that may occur over this weekend. Well, the situation remains quite bad and volatile in the Western Cape.
Atule Joka bringing us that update there. Do stay safe. Thanks very much indeed for that.